Well, we're now inside in the council chamber where the 31 councillors meet. It's now once a month. Unfortunately, due to COVID restrictions and due to the limited space afforded to the functionality of council meetings, we have had to move the council meetings down to the concert hall for the foreseeable future, until such time as restrictions permit otherwise. This room is currently being used for small meetings, 8 or 9 people, 5 or 6 people, depending on the reason for the meeting. But at the moment, we were only allowed to have 6 people at any meeting at any one time, so that's where we're restricted. So that's what this has been used for at the moment. Also, we have public galleries here, which are used for council meetings. There's 4 public galleries, 2 on either side of the actual chamber itself. We'd also have the press would also be in here during council meetings, and it's also used for civic functions. So if the Lord Mayor at the time might afford a civic reception for various people or various organisations, sometimes they'll be held in here. There's quite historical significance in here, and I'd like to pass you on now to Dan Breen. And there's a number of interesting historical documents on the walls here, which I'm sure Dan can refer to.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Firstly, when you're in this council chamber, one is struck by the similarity in the layout that you find in the original council chamber. Some of the images which we saw in the meeting room. There are 3 copies of historical documents here of special significance to Cork and Ireland. The first I will point out is the copy of the Proclamation issued in 1916. Again, a very significant document. Many would say that is the foundation stone of the state. It was the document from which a lot of our laws and aspirations came from. Many were fulfilled, some were not, and some we're still trying to achieve. But nonetheless, a very significant document. We have an original copy from Easter Monday that was torn from a wall in Dublin on Easter Monday on display in Cork Public Museum. To the right here, we have a copy of a document shortly after McSweeney became Lord Mayor. He reaffirmed Cork City Council's or Cork Corporation's support of Dáil and recognising its authority over Irish political affairs. And he had these letters with that statement signed by himself and several other members of the administration. And these were distributed throughout the city or used to give to, among other Sinn Féin councillors, etc. He had a copy of one of those documents in his possession the night he was arrested, and it was produced in the court case against him, which led to his imprisonment and subsequent hunger strike in Brixton Prison. Also on the wall over here is a copy of the first page of his speech on March the 30th, 1920, when he became Lord Mayor. There's a lovely line in it where he says, I will try to be brief, and he proceeded to talk for at least, I think, 20 minutes. For whatever qualities McSweeney had as a political leader, as a military leader, and as an organiser for Irish independence in Cork, he was also very much a politician. And his speech is one that set forth his beliefs, his views of what he felt the office of the Lord Mayor should be, and most notably, he felt, and he echoed this sentiment prior to his death in Brixton, that every Lord Mayor of Cork should speak Irish. So in some cases that is true, in others it's not, but he was very adamant that Irish culture and the Irish language would play a large part in the office of Lord Mayor.
I just like to say, Lord Mayor, that for 41 years I had the honour of sitting in this council chamber, and I experienced the commitment of all members of council, of all parties and none, who committed themselves to the development of Cork and looking after its people. And I think that it's very important today that the importance of local government in our political system would be deeply appreciated by national governments.
I hope you've enjoyed your somewhat virtual tour of the City Hall, in particular the Lord Mayor's chamber, Lord Mayor's office, incorporating the meeting room, the reception area, the Lord Mayor's chamber, the council chamber, the hallway leading in, linking the Lord Mayor's chamber to the council chamber, which is of very importance. And I suppose I'd like to thank our Jim Corr, Lord Mayor twice, not once but twice, and councillor, public representative for 41 years, the longest serving councillor in City Hall's history, and it's a privilege indeed to be here with him this afternoon. And also our Cork Museum curator, Dan Breen, who's a fountain of information, and we need to retain this information and showcase this information. And I'd like to thank Dan and his team for the magnificent work they've done in continually showcasing the history of our wonderful city. Thank you.